I'm Dr. Meghan. I'm a board certified physician in internal medicine, lifestyle medicine, and obesity medicine. And this is really important because I actually prescribe these medications all the time. I actually talk to patients about their weight all the time. I've helped hundreds of patients lose weight, and I'm here to help you too. So if you're confused about your weight, if you have questions about weight medicine, and if you want medically based answers to your weight questions, you are in the right place. What are your thoughts on vitamin supplements that you recommend during the use of GLP-1 medication? I have had IV supplements of B's, L-carotene. I think the L-carotene has helped in eliminating waste and my weight loss. Okay, this is a great question. So I made a whole video about GLP-1 supplements in terms of like supplements that are marketed as, similar to GLP-1 medications. So this is not that question, but you can check that video out. It's on the page. This is a question about when you're on a GLP-1, what are some possible supplements that I recommend? Okay, here's the thing. I think supplements are a huge scam. And some of you are going to very much disagree with me. I think they are just the biggest scam. I really do. I really do. And I've been treating people for years and years and years in primary care and obesity medicine. I think they're a scam. I'll tell you what's not a scam. I think that general multivitamin, not a scam. If you've had bariatric surgery, there are bariatric vitamins. Those are not a scam. Those can be very helpful because if you've had bariatric surgery, many times parts of your GI tract have been removed or moved, and that really affects how the absorption of different types of nutrients. So those are not a scam. Multivitamins, not a scam. Calcium and vitamin D, not a scam. I think people can pay a lot of money for vitamins that I don't think are necessarily worth it. I think what I will recommend to patients often is a multivitamin, just a regular multivitamin. I do think that, some people go through these periods where their appetite is extremely suppressed. And as I've said before, the goal of this medication, the goal of this treatment is not to make you malnourished. So if somebody's, they bumped up their dose, they're having a really hard time, they're taking like a little bit in at each meal, but it's really hard for them to get things down as their body is adjusting. I will definitely recommend take a multivitamin every day, just so we're getting the basics while your body's getting up to speed with everything. But I don't really recommend anything other than that. People are free to take whatever they want. Supplements are not regulated in general. It's a very different regulation process, and it's not regulated by the FDA. So there's a lot of loopholes for people, and there's a spectrum. So there's the general multivitamins, and then there's things that you're not really sure where they came from. I think supplements also, people are drawn to them because they're easy and it makes people feel like they're doing something. And the stuff that's not easy is changing your lifestyle. I don't want to put that in people's head that it's not easy, but it definitely takes more work than taking a pill, right? So getting a gym schedule, figuring out, how heavy the weights are that you're going to lift, figuring out your work schedule when you're going to be lifting weights, figuring out how you're going to, buy fresh food that's not processed. These are all thinking of recipes that you're going to make that have, maybe more protein in them than you are used to having before. These are all things that require mental effort and are much harder for your brain to do than the one-step process of taking a supplement and feeling like you did something for yourself. So I think there's definitely an appeal there for supplements that we feel like we're doing something. And we are, a lot of times we're doing, it's good to take vitamin D if your vitamin D is low. And I just don't think people need to go overboard. I also think a lot of this is untested and unregulated. And the bottom line is I don't think it really adds much for people. So that's my take on supplements. Multivitamin, calcium and vitamin D, if it's not in your multivitamin, and talk to your physician about the correct dosing for you. Some people like taking a B12. I mean, I don't usually mind if people do that. I don't recommend taking a bunch of iron without consulting your physician. Like everything else, case by case scenario. But yeah, that's my take on supplements. I'm not much of a fan. I think they're fine, but I don't think it's the be all and end all of somebody's health. That's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have additional questions afterwards, you can definitely leave it on this video. You can leave it on another video. I will add it to the list. If you are confused about your weight and you want to stop overeating, you want to start exercising, and you want to do it now, and you're not sure why you can't make it happen, you should book a consult with me and I will tell you why it's not happening. I do work with people around the world as a life coach. I will leave all that info down below. Thank you so much for watching and please be well.